Pregame.com.
Welcome back to Pregame.tv. I'm your host, Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio, Ken Thomson, SportsX Radio, Yahoo Sports Radio, just big wig all over town.
Yahoo!
So how many times have you gone past that billboard at
I haven't yet. I haven't even seen it.
Side?
I have not seen it.
Oh,
That's
man.
it. But somebody else told me about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll just stay away, man. There's enough pictures of me on the police blotter. I don't need any more posters going around. No, just having fun.
We're looking at baseball Friday night action. We've got the Miami Marlins heading to the Windy City to play the Chicago Cubs. And, you know, why would I even be looking at a game like this when, you know, dealing with Miami and the Cubs? And, you know, I'm a situational guy, Ken, and I'm looking at this one. We got Miami coming off an interleague matchup. And this year they're doing something different with the interleague. They're doing these 2-2 home-and-home series ones.
As long as they're regionally close.
Yeah.
I like that, though.
And you've got the in-state rivalry, obviously, with Miami and Tampa, although Tampa, you know, for all these last few years, it's been Tampa is the big brother and Miami is the little brother. Who would have thought coming in at this point of the season that Tampa Bay would have the worst record in baseball? But it is a big series, you know, rivalry-wise, and I look for them to have a little bit of a letdown heading to the Windy City.
Yeah, the thing is with Miami, we know they're not a good road team, but like you said, your situational thing, and Cubbies right now taking on my Mets and beating up on a team that can't hit and taking advantage of a couple runs that they're getting. They're making them stand up.
Yeah, we'll talk about teams that made a couple runs stand up. Did you see what happened to we're taping on Thursday. Wednesday night, did you see how my Pittsburgh Pirates lost?
Gave up one hit. I mean, that's sad. When you give up one hit and 3 runs and you lose 3-2, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. But looking at this one here, in the Cubs, they've actually won 3 of their last 4 heading into the final game of their series with the Mets on Thursday night. And, you know, this is a team that, obviously, they're the Cubs. They're the lovable Cubs. They're never in it, but they have played competitive in, you know, some of these games where they're playing the lesser teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and they're a team, again, wait till next year, but you can see strides being made. I mean, they're bringing up more and more kids. They have the farm system built up. They're making a couple trades. They still have yet to really lower the boom as far as hitting the free agency market. And I think if you're a Cubs fan, that if that doesn't happen next year or the year after, that's when you start getting ticked at Theo Epstein, because you've got enough young blood coming up. Now you need to bring a couple big guys and kind of mesh that lineup together.
Well, you had to look whenever they hired him that this was a 5-year project. You want to start seeing it heading in the right direction in year 3. You know, the first 2 years, you're getting everybody in place, get the players you want, you know, the draft picks and everything else. And then as you start bringing, as you said, those younger players up and you start to see signs of improvement, close out the deal and get some veterans in there to help speed the process a little bit.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter what sport it is, whatever year contract that GM or that coach gets, it's that last year of the contract that he starts showing improvement. I mean, I swear, 90% of the time, guys got a 5-year deal. Year 5, team's turning the corner. Year 4, 4-year deal, same thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, and with players and the contract years, they suddenly become hungry again.
Yeah, they do. I think we should go back to the old Walter Alston days. We remember reading those transactions in the paper. Walter Alston signed a 1-year deal with L.A. Dodgers. I mean, every year, those 1-year deals. And this way, we know that the guys have to play that particular year, play hard, give them the incentives, and everybody 1-year contract year after year.
There you go. Well, you know what? This is my free pick.
Yes, it is. Marco D'Angelo, this is your free play. Let's make it official.
I don't know what this guy is eating, drinking, consuming, smoking, whatever it is on his way to the studio every week, but I like to get some because he is always in a great mood. All right, we're looking at Miami at Chicago, and Miami comes in here off that 4-game series against Tampa, and I just think it's a natural letdown spot for them, first game going into Chicago. I also think that traveling-wise, schedule-wise, is a little bit of a disadvantage. They're traveling to Chicago, where Chicago got to stay at home because they're playing tonight against the Mets. Also, it's a day game. So, teams travel all the time, but generally on your travel days, you either have that day off for the travel or you play a day game and you get on your road. Well, they are playing a day game. Miami's playing right now as we're taping, but they usually are playing a night game. They're playing a day game tomorrow. So, again, another advantage to Chicago. Miami, it's a day game. They're only averaging 2.7 runs per game this year in daylight games, over 17 games, so a good sample size. Also, as Ken said, Miami not a good road team entering tonight's game, just 9-17 on the road. But where I really like the Cubs is the pitching matchup. Jason Hamill goes for the Cubs, and in his 4 home starts, he's 3-0 with an ERA of 2.81. We're talking about Wrigley Field. An ERA of 2.81, that is outstanding. Even more impressive is his whip of 0.86. In 6 daylight starts this season, that's both home and away, his ERA much the same, 2.79, and his whip 0.83. We got a solid pitcher. 10 of his 11 starts this season, 3 runs or less. So you're always going to get a quality start for him. For Miami, they've got Nathan Eovaldi going, and although he's pitched good, he has not pitched as good on the road. His home ERA is 2.49 over 7 starts, but you put him on the road in 5 starts, that ERA jumps to 4.50. I'm going to go ahead and take the Cubs. I like the fact they've won 3 of their last 4 games. I want to see them keep that momentum going. We'll take the Chicago Cubs on Friday night as my free play. Anything you want to add in there before we head it out?
You almost convinced me. I mean, I'm
almost convinced you.
Well, it's hard to convince me when I'm playing the Cubs, but against the Marlins, of course. You know what? I'll go with you. You're the baseball guy. So.
All right. Okay, that's it. Take the Chicago Cubs Friday night. We're going to come back. We've got the Iceman, and we're not talking Top Gun, but we got the Iceman here. He's going to give us a hockey selection for Saturday. That's up next. Pregame.tv.